Hare Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna.
continue our discussion of Śrī Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhu. Before that, we will recite the Mangalacharan. Okay, no need to show then. To take time. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutah Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रील रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। ओके, where are the slides? So we are studying Śrī Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhu, which is the composition by Srila Rupa Goswami on the science of bhakti, all the details about Krishna Bhakti. And we are also studying the Nectar of Devotion, which is a summary study by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanarvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, I will sing all these verses, or at least the two dedication verses. We will not do the memorization. We will do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's class is at a special time. What time? 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. Pacific time. There is a devotee program at 5:30. So we will do 4 to 5, 1 hour class tomorrow. Also 1 hour class today. Okay, we will recite this. You can recite on mute. Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Paro Premamritambo Nidhi Dhira Dhira Jana Priyo Priyakaro Nirmatsaro Pujito Shri Chaitanya Kripa Bharo Bhuvi Bhuvo Bharavahantarako Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghujugo Shri Jiva Gopalako Nana Shastra Vicharanaika Nipuno Sadharma Sansthaپako Lokanam Hitakarino Tribhuvane Manyo Sharanyakaro Radha Krishna Padar Vinda Bhajana Nandena Taliko Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghujugo Shri Jiva Gopalako. Okay. So now we will start with today's topic. Okay. So these are the 9 reliable symptoms of Bhava Bhakti. So mainly these are the symptoms which are hard to imitate. Some of the other bodily symptoms like tears, shivering, etc. are potentially possible to imitate by someone. And these are ones that actually distinguish a serious devotee at the Bhava stage from an imitator. But for us, these can really serve. So today's discussion, we'll go into detail of the symptoms. And I am not at a Bhava stage by any stretch, like millions and millions of miles away from it. But still, these can serve as an indicator that how much progress I'm making towards. They can also serve as a metric that, like time wasting, avyārtha-kālatvaṁ, or viraktiḥ, Ksantih. Those are the first 3, very important. So am I making progress towards developing these qualities? So we can assess ourselves. So this is a verse worth memorizing, though it's not required for the test, but still. So these are the 9 symptoms summarized in 2 verses. This is in verse number 25 and 26 of Śrī Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhuḥ. Ksāntiḥ viraktiḥ māna-śūnyatā āṣābandhah samutkantha nama-gāne sada rucihi asaktis-tad-gunākhyāne prītis-tad-vasati-sthale ityādayo-nubhāvā syurjāta-bhāvaṅkure jane. So these are the 9 symptoms which at the Bhava stage they appear, and they are the ankura, they are the indicator that prema will arise soon. And these symptoms also begin to arise at the Bhava stage, and at the end of Bhava stage, they become mature. And then one enters into the prema bhakti stage. So when these symptoms begin to arise, they begin to arise in a Bhava Bhakta stage. So we will not go into we had covered all these 9, we will cover it again in detail. So I'm not going to go over each one's translation in English. We will go over it as we are discussing. This is showing the structure of these verses. From 25 and 26 were describing the 9, or like listing down, enumerating the 9. 27 to 40 are describing some more details about the verse, and then evidence verses from various scriptures, mainly Srimad Bhagavatam, but from other places as well. So let us go into it. We had covered all this last time. So we will go into it in detail today. So these 3 slides are showing the 9 with some more description. So we will go through it today as we discuss. So time is short and we have a lot to cover. First one is Kshantih. Kshantih means tolerance. And very nicely it has been described by Sri Rupa Goswami that Kshantih means that being unagitated or not irritated, that is called kshobha. So even when there is cause for it, what it means is that it may be okay. Nobody would blame you for getting agitated. There is reasonable cause for getting agitated or frustrated or angry, but you are tolerating. Many people in our lives or ourselves, we get agitated for no reason. So that is even more silly or unadvisable. Here it is being said about a higher level that even though there is good reason to be frustrated or angry, one still tolerates. So this is already it's talking about a very high level of tolerance. So that is the meaning. So the example that is given is of Parikshit Maharaj. So this is verse number 28 is the evidence, which is the same as from the first canto, last chapter. First canto has 19 chapters and the 15th verse. And this picture is not exactly the picture which is depicting this verse. Okay, so this verse goes like this. I will read the verse, but Maharaj Parikshit says this verse to the assembled sages before the appearance of Sri Shukadeva Goswami. If you go through the 19th chapter, in the 25th verse, Shukadeva Goswami appears. So this is before that. And Shukadeva Goswami, or rather Parikshit Maharaj is saying that I am fine. Whatever has happened, and I just want to make the best possible use now of the next 7 days. So he is not, so we can see in next slide, we will cover many of the sort of descriptions or some aspects of tolerance. You can see all of them in Parikshit Maharaj. So here, this picture is not directly representing that verse because Shukadeva Goswami has already appeared. So if you remove Shukadeva Goswami from this picture and turn Parikshit Maharaj 180 degree and talking to the sages, turn him towards the sages, then that picture would be applicable. Maybe some artificial intelligence can modify the picture. Okay, somebody would like to read this translation nicely?
I can
Yes,
read it.
Shyamlila Mataji. Go ahead, and then we can go with Kalptaru Mataji for next one.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. O Brahmins, just accept me as a completely surrendered soul and let Mother Ganges, the representative of the Lord, also accept me in that way. For I have already taken the lotus feet of the Lord into my heart. Let the snake bird or whatever magical thing the Brahmin created bite me at once. I only desire that you all continue singing the deeds of Vishnu.
Very nice. Thank you. So you can see so many things in this verse. Okay. So first of all, as you all know, the background story that I have mentioned here in the first couple of slides, that he was wrongly cursed by Shringi, who is the son of the Shamik Muni. So he was a proud son with half knowledge. He just knew how to use the weapons, like, these days, gun control. People keep guns in their homes and then children use them and get, killed or kill someone else. They don't know how to properly use he knew these mantras to curse and he used it very, what's the right word? Very irresponsibly. And Maharaj Parikshit, yes, he did commit a mistake, but the punishment was not at all commensurate with the mistake. And he had all the reason to be agitated, angry, frustrated, everything. So that is the first point. Even when there is reason for being angry and frustrated, as you can see here in this verse, it is not at all the case. He is just saying, accept to the sages, just accept me as a completely surrendered soul. And also he is surrendering himself not only to the sages, but to Mother Ganges. And the second thing, so he is completely accepting the situation and he is surrendering to the seniors. The second thing is one is completely being absorbed in the Lord. He's I have already taken the lotus feet of the Lord into my heart. That is the second thing. And so he's surrendered to the devotees, he's surrendered to the Lord, and he's not even thinking of his material situation. That's the third point. That the snake bird or whatever is there, let it come. I don't even care. I'm not even thinking about that. So that is not occupying his mind. If you work in Intel, CPU cycles, microprocessor has cycles, or like whatever. So much bandwidth, zero bandwidth or zero cycles are being spent on thinking about his material situation. Not even one moment he is spending on thinking about his material situation, but only about surrendering to the Lord. So these are some of the important points. This is a very, very apt, very appropriate verse to show tolerance. So let us see from various commentaries, classes, books, etc., etc. I have summarized some of these bullets, which I felt inspired to share from my side about tolerance or Ksantih. So these couple ones we discussed already. Okay, that Maharaj Parikshit had all the reason to be angry, but he was fully at peace. The key point is tolerance doesn't mean sometimes we say tolerate, like tolerate the pain. And we tolerate with, we are tolerating. We are not like, jumping out of the hospital bed when they are putting an injection. We are tolerating, but with lot of grudge, lot of tension, lot of this one. The key is tolerance with peacefulness. That is the highest level of tolerance. Like in a curfew, you can say that there is apparent peace. But when curfew in a city, I don't know if you have seen, there's a lot of tension, a lot of simmering tension. But outside, it's not just about external peace or external tolerance. What is being stressed here is internal tolerance. So I have chosen few words, whatever fitted best in my opinion. In such tolerance, one is not sad. Again, externally, one may think I am tolerating, but one is not sad. Now, this is very high level. It does not mean that at the beginner level, you can begin to learn tolerance and be sad and disappointed. But at least instead of reacting and saying bad things or physically doing something, you are at least tolerating. So that can definitely be a beginner level. Please remember, we are talking about Bhava Bhakta. So it is a very high level of devotee, and that's why it is talking about the highest level of tolerance. So please remember that, okay? So at that level, one is not sad or gloomy or brooding, those two words. Like one may not be sad, but one is replaying the whole situation in his mind over and over again, always replaying. Why it happened to me? Why it happened to me? Not sad, but what could I have done? Not even analyzing, just replaying. Sometimes you just have there is internal pleasure in replaying the situation. One gets satisfaction materially, like a, I don't know, a sadistic kind of satisfaction by simply replaying the situation. And such a waste of time. Pouting means like, you are quiet, but the moment somebody tries to talk to you, you blow up. You're kind of ready to blow up. So pouting, disappointed, lamenting, feeling like a victim. And the very big point, this one, going around and sharing with others. See what happened to me. See what happened to me. See what happened to me. And not only that, to downplay the other person, but to show, but I am so tolerant. I never did. I kept quiet. I tolerated very nicely. I am happy. Now, with close friends, you can share. There is nothing wrong. But what I meant here is going around and trying to make a show of one's tolerance. Okay? To others where it doesn't matter. or where it doesn't make sense. With very close friends, you must share. Of course, it's not about keeping in the heart. With your guru or with your mentors or with your close friends, close family members, all that is definitely should be done. Okay. But it is about here, what is being meant is to a broader circle. And so this is one part. This is very much all of this is like at a material level. Being completely accepting the situation like as it is. Then the next one is at a spiritual level, realizing everything as the plan of the Lord. Always thinking that this is happening for a good reason. I am not able to see it, but what is the line I use? Who can tell? If you have been attending these classes.
God's plan for me is better than my plan for myself.
Very nice. Krishna's plan for me is better than my plan for me. Okay. So take it as Krishna's plan for me. Okay. And also very similar to Tatte Nukampam Susamikshamam. So you must memorize that verse and fully understand the meaning of that verse. Okay. Those who don't know, 10, 14, 8. Okay. And another verse you must memorize. Many of you have heard me repeat this verse over and over again. One takes full shelter of Bhagavan. Okay. So, alabdhe va vinashte va bhaksha achhadan sadhane aviklava matir bhutva harim eva dhiya smarit. That is the point I'm trying to. That one's dhiya or one's mind is always remembering harim eva. Eva here means only, exclusively, nothing else in the mind. Mind is completely full shelter of Hari Bhajan. So that is the other aspect that one is, and we will see this getting connected with some of the other points. And one feels satisfied that Lord has arranged, not only that Lord's plan is better for me, okay, but not only Lord's plan is better for me materially, but Lord's plan is better for my bhajan. Whatever the Lord has done is facilitating my bhajan. So many people I know were troubled in the life before. Okay, then they come to Krishna consciousness. They are looking for answers, why it happened, or whatever else. Looking for answers. Then they come to Krishna consciousness and they find peace. Wow, I got some answers, why it is happening, da, 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 da. That is the intermediate level, you know. And the highest level is, they say, wow, I got connected to Krishna. What was I lamenting about? Such a waste of time. It was so childish. Not only they got peace from that, so to say, very significant situation in their life. They got the peace. That itself is a, miracle. Beyond that, it became a childish situation and they got something even bigger to worry about, quote unquote. How to get Krishna or how to get Krishna Prem. They invented a glorious problem for themselves. They got introduced to this wonderful problem in life, that how to make spiritual progress, how to go towards Krishna. So one feels satisfied, one is rescued from that material situation and one is focused in Krishna. All these things, if you please, when you can go through this and you can apply it, and you will see that situation, whatever that you are being asked to tolerate, will seem so childish. Okay. So you're saying, what are you telling me to tolerate about? It is so childish. Like a adult is being asked to tolerate a, like you go for blood test, small injection prick to draw some blood. And you say, please tolerate my child. You have to tell him like 200 times, please tolerate. To an adult, it is like, come on, stop, it is not so hard to tolerate. So that's how it could become at a very advanced level, all the material problems. Okay, so that is about tolerance. Well, I thought we will complete all the 9 in 1 hour, but we are already half an hour, so we may not complete all 9, but that's okay. I don't want to sacrifice the quality and all my effort I have put into putting all these beautiful slides, huh? Anyway, pride. Okay. Second one, avyārtha-kālatvaṁ. Very, very important. Not wasting time. Avyartha. Everybody understands. Kala means time. So, समय व्यर्थ मत करो. समय को बर्बाद मत करो. Don't waste time. That is the time. That is the thing. So that is just the title, but this verse, there is only evidence that is taken from Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya. So we will read that. So from Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya. So yes, Kalptaru Mataji, could you kindly read the translation?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah. The devotees continually praise the Lord with words, remember Him with their minds, and offer respect with their bodies, till they are not satisfied. With tears flowing from their eyes, they offer their complete lives to the Lord.
Very nice. Thank you. So when I first read this, I was wondering how it connects to not wasting time. It doesn't mention anywhere not wasting time. But if you read carefully, then you will see that it is conveying the essence very correctly, very appropriately. So it is saying that these devotees are always, now again, please remember, he is Sri Rupa Goswami, or this section is talking about Bhava Bhakti, very high. It is the sadhya, not sadhana. We are all in sadhana stage, at least I am. But this is talking about sadhya stage. So it's like already perfected or almost perfected stage. So they are continually engaged in bhakti, and the point is still they are not satisfied. They want to do more. They want to do more. So that is the thing that, they will, then why will they waste even one moment? Whatever time they have, they are already utilizing in bhakti, and they have no time left, but their bhakti is still pending. It's not complete yet, so to say. So even if they get 2 seconds extra, they will use it for bhakti, for activities of bhakti. So that is like it is apparent from this description that these devotees will never waste any moment, because they have a big backlog, or not backlog, but a big pile of, not backlog kind of means that you didn't do what you're supposed to have done. That's then the backlog builds up. So that means you are lazy in the past. That is the intention of backlog word. So backlog is not the right word, but they have so much to do and very little time. So that is the essence which one should understand at the bhava stage. Now, in the bullets that follow, I will explain, or I will try to share what we can do at our level. Those who are not at the bhava level, like me at all, how we should treat or use this learning. So time is limited, even for a devotee, right? Devotee does not get 48 hours compared or double the time. It is through our focus we can invent time. We can do more in less time, but that is a different topic. But actual clock time is the same. And very impactful statement is today, right now, actually it is 6:03 p.m. So 6:03 p.m. today on 14th June 2024 will never return again. This moment lost is lost forever. So one should realize that. One should realize the limitedness of available productive time in one's life. Even if you think you will live till 100 years, the productive time is much less. At 100 or at 90, you cannot sit straight and open your eyes and read Bhagavatam or even chant the name properly. So now is the time to do intense practice. Okay? And another thing, wasting time is a very, very bad habit, very bad. So utilize time, of course, in bhakti, but if not, then something meaningful at non-bhakti, at sadhana stage. One should take the time for doing material things properly, like eating, sleeping, resting, exercise, all this, and maintaining the family, occupational duties, whatever is important. All these are gauna vidhis. All these will support your bhakti. If you are well rested, you can do very high quality reading, high quality japa. Well, if you are eating nutritious food and all that, not eating junk food all the time from the box, cereals and bars, you are eating nicely cooked sattvic food offered to Lord, all that is going to give you a long, healthy life. Okay. And beyond this, every ounce of time should be spent in Krishna Bhakti. There cannot be more than one priority in life other than family maintenance or bodily maintenance, as we say. So previous two bullets are bodily maintenance. I think I covered all the aspects, more or less. I don't think anything is remaining in these 4 or 5 items. Eat, sleep, rest, exercise, maintain family, discharge occupational duties, which means your job. Okay. Don't cheat in your job. Don't say you are doing job and secretly you are just, absconding and doing something else. So do your job carefully, and then rest of the time should be spent in Krishna Bhakti. And meaningless things are the worst. These also, all the previous are meaningful, even material or spiritual. Meaningless things is the worst thing. Worst thing. Doom the scrolling, whatever you scroll, WhatsApp, Facebook. So just delete those things from your computer or from your phone. Just delete it. Literally delete the app. Yes, you may miss out on some bhakti through Facebook. There's a lot of nice things on Facebook. If you are so addicted, it's better to pay the price of missing out on those good things of Facebook. For some people, pay that price. At least you will save the time and consciousness of your mind that is wasted along with it as a distraction. There are some people who are on Facebook, but they only do what is really relevant for their bhakti, and they use Facebook. They are not used by Facebook. Okay. Facebook's job is to use you. Don't let them use you. If you can use Facebook for your benefit, great. Otherwise, better to drop it. Or whatever are the unnecessary conversations, all this news, politics. Oh, Narendra Modi. I mean, fine, I like Narendra Modi a lot, but unending discussions, unending discussions. Now election is over. How many days have passed? 10 days have passed. Still discussing. All this. And cricket, or whatever is the sport in your country. And finally, being bored. So what were you doing? I was bored. I mean, being bored is an activity. If you are bored, then neither you are, whatever, such a useless thing to say, I am bored. That is the most meaningless thing. So the point is that a bhava bhakta or even a sincere, serious, steady devotee, let alone bhava bhakta, has a long list of unfinished tasks in bhakti. Look at the amount of space Srimad Bhagavatam occupies on your shelf. It takes years to go through it, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and there are so many other commentaries on Bhagavatam. If you add them up, it will not only become a bookshelf, it will become a whole cupboard, whole almirah of books. Not one bookshelf, but multiple. It will become a library. There is just not enough time. Look at Srila Prabhupada's life. He was translating Srimad Bhagavatam till his final days and he still could not complete it. I'm sure he must have wanted to finish it. That's why he was like, many stories are there. He was giving up his speaking engagements, going to various places. He really wanted to complete Srimad Bhagavatam. So you have to take on these tasks for which you will never have time. So why would somebody like Srila Prabhupada, or in that example verse which we discussed, that one is continuously this one, but one is still saying, I'm not satisfied, I'm not satisfied. Because one just has, that drive, the spiritual drive to execute the limbs of bhakti. So take on the limbs of bhakti that you relish, that you love, and give yourself fully to it. Jump into the deep end. Then you will not have to worry about this friend said this, that friend said that to me, why he said this, why he said that, why Narendra Modi didn't get so many seats, why whatever this, why cricket, this, that. All that will not be important anymore in your life. So that is about no wasting time. Okay, then third one is viraktiḥ. Virakti means detachment. And here the meaning is very nicely given. Virakti is viraktir indriya arthanam syad arochakta swayam. Swayam arochakta. So rochakta means ruchi, or rochakta means the attachment. Ruchi means what? Ruchi also. Rochakta means the interest, or the continued interest, you can say, rochakta. So arochakta means lack of that. And what kind of lack of interest? Swayam, natural disinterest. So in all objects of the senses. And now that is not here in this line, but even when similar to even when there is reason to be agitated, one is not agitated. It's called tolerance. Here, even if the senses are able to enjoy, you have no interest. One whose senses are dead, if he says I am not interested, then that is not very meaningful. But when you can enjoy, and then you are not enjoying naturally because you have a distaste for it, that is called highest level. Remember, this is again at bhava level. So highest levels of whatever is being discussed is discussed here at a highest level. So that is being discussed here. So you can see a very gross example. I gave that example last time from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 14th verse, 14th chapter, 43rd verse. Would somebody like to read it?
Can I read it?
Yes, Jagannath Prabhu.
While in the prime of life, the great Maharaja Bharata gave up everything because he was fond of serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Uttama Shloka. He gave up his beautiful wife, nice children, great friends, and an enormous empire. Although these things were difficult to give up, Maharaj Bharata was so exalted that he gave up them just as one gives up stool after evacuating. Such was the greatness of his majesty.
How? Look at yourself. How do you give up your stool? Do you have any attachment for it? Do you think, oh, it is mine? Let me remain attached for some time before I give up. 2 more minutes, 5 more minutes. No. It's like there is a natural, not only attachment, not only zero attachment, not even positive, not zero, but there is negative attachment. You want to get out of there as soon as possible. So there is such a natural distaste that detachment comes automatically. You don't have to be detached. There is distaste for it. Like that, at a bhava level, the whole material situation appears like that. One wants to give it up. Sometimes it is forced upon them to stay attached. What is the example? Like Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, you go stay in the family life. Now it doesn't mean, now in the next slide I will mention that not all Bhava Bhaktas have given up family life. Okay, so one can stay in the family and still be a Bhava Bhakta. There are so many examples of Grihasthas. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, 3 out of the 5 Panchatattvas were Grihasthas. Only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gadadhar Pandit, they were the like sannyasi. Srivasa Pandit, Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu. All 3 were Grihasthas. Panchatattva, Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam, Bhaktarupa Swarupakam, Bhaktavataram Bhaktabhyam, Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. 5 Panchatattvas. So, 60% majority is Grihastha. And we can see, so, but in case of Maharaj Bharat, and he gave up these things at the prime time of his life, not after becoming old. It's easier to give up a old, wife who is not very beautiful or whatever else, or your kingdom after your children have taken them over, like, all these in the Mughal Empire, every child threw his father away. I went to Agra, there was the jail, it was shown Agra Fort, where Akbar was imprisoned by Jahangir. Then Jahangir was imprisoned by Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan was imprisoned by Aurangzeb. Every son imprisoned his father. Then you say, I give up. Arey, what are you giving up? You are giving up nothing. Hari Parshad Prabhu quotes this, no, that he was trying to eat some flat rice, chiuda. The wind blew it away from his hands just before eating. Okay, I don't know the Sanskrit verse, he knows. The wind blew away. Then he said, I offer it to the Lord. What is that? That is no detachment. It was never yours. Not that detachment, but detachment when it was fully yours. When you were in the prime situation to enjoy it. When you had already in your mouth, not in your hand, and wind had taken it away. So Maharaj Bharat example is very appropriate, because if you read the Bhagavatam, you will see he gave it up at the prime time of his life. Similarly, the Pandavas, they were so attached to Sri Krishna that the moment they came to know that Lord Krishna has left the planet, they also left. Yudhishthir Maharaj could have ruled for many, many more years. So he crowned Parikshit as the king and left at the prime time of their life. So because they have no attachment to material things. So some bullets I have written from, again, various sources. So let us go through these. So from the commentary, no, that is a different one. Yeah. So here, so again, generally detachment leads to distaste, right? You detach yourself first and then distaste develops. But at Bhava Bhakti stage, distaste is coming first and then there is detachment. The stool example is very appropriate. You don't have to learn to detach yourself from it. There is natural distaste and that leads to detachment. So there is natural detachment, not forced detachment. That is the Bhava stage. And what is the big difference? The key is between the two, even the mind does not dwell on the sense objects. When there is forced detachment, in the beginning, okay, I will detach, but the mind keeps thinking. Right? I could have enjoyed little more. Why did I give it up so soon? Or at least in mind, you keep enjoying. right? After coming back from vacation, you know you have come back from vacation, but in your mind, the enjoyment continues. The nice beach or whatever the nice, whatever things that you did, right? So the mind also does not dwell on the sense objects. Now, some Bhava Bhaktas, like we said, give up family life and some stay in family life. But the point is, in either case, they are not attached to the family. They are maintaining the family. There is a healthy relationship. It's not like they are irresponsible or rude to the family, but that is not their priority. They are not disturbed at all when there is disturbance in the family affairs. Oh, my child did not get into this college or that college or whatever, you know. My wife or whatever did not, whatever may be the case. So they are not disturbed when there is disturbance in the family, but they are very disturbed when there is disturbance in their bhajan. So their bhajan is their topmost priority. They are really very, very, very careful and protective, and you know, it's their top priority, their bhajan. If anybody comes and wastes their time, they will be very, you know, if they are polite natured, they will try to get out of it very quickly in a polite way. If they are not so polite and very direct, then very easy. Sorry, I don't have time. Please, thank you. Are you done? Okay, we'll see you later. So very direct. So they get very disturbed when there is disturbance in their bhajan. So one may think they are rude, but if you talk to them about Krishna or you talk to them about some meaningful topic about seva of Krishna or Krishna bhajan, which is relevant to you or to them, then they will easily entertain. So many Maharajas I have seen, you know, you just do some nonsense talk or something, they will cut you off like that in 2 seconds. But if you ask meaningful questions, they will say 10 minutes. I want to talk to you for 10 minutes. But if you are asking meaningful questions, they will talk to you for 1 hour. Because they know that this discussion is helping you in your bhakti, and that is one of their seva. But generally, if you talk to them, or generally, Maharaj, you know, please, if you say, I really want you to come to my house to do, you know, have prasadam, and your house is 2 hours away, they will say, no, sorry, if you really want to offer me prasadam, you come here and offer me. I don't have the time to go 2 hours just so that I can, you know, please you. So like that, and some may think, oh, he's so rude. That is not the case. So one has to realize those things. And they are not detached from bhajan or objects of bhajan. They are very attached to their jap mala, very attached to Srimad Bhagavatam, very attached to their deity, very attached to their time. Like I just said, their time is very important because they are utilizing their time for the bhajan. So they have very strong attachments, and all these are material, so to say, material things. What is Bhagavatam? Bhagavatam is a book. What is Japmala? It is piece of wood and some thread. That is Japmala. But these are spiritual things, and they are very attached to these things. So externally, they may seem attached to sense objects, but they are completely in the mind of Yukta Vairagya. So they are trying to utilize everything for the Krishna Seva. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe. Versus Phalgu Vairagya. Phalgu Vairagya, the biggest item is contemplating about the sense objects in your mind. Externally giving up. That's why I put this key in the bold. The mind continues to dwell on those sense objects. So for us, very nice sentence I heard in a class. So for us, we should always keep contemplating. So the last sentence in this bullet or last bullet on this slide, we can use for our progress. even though we are not at Bhava Bhakti stage, that why am I attached to this object? What pleasure or what help, what meaningfulness it is giving in my life, in my bhakti? Is this object or is this relationship to a person, whatever, really helping me in my Krishna bhakti? We should evaluate that. And if no, then no harm in giving it up. Nothing will be lost. Absolutely nothing will be lost. Okay. So one should try to always ask before buying something or before getting into any relationship, how is this helping in my Krishna bhakti? Always. That should be the biggest metric. Otherwise, one should say that not important. And it will save you a lot of time and a lot of, attachment problems. Okay. 6:25 it is. So we'll cover one more topic in next 5-7 minutes. Then we will call it a day. Okay. Māna-śūnyatā, very important. Māna-śūnyatā. Okay. So, utkrishtve api amanitvam. Kathita manya shunya. So what it means is that utkrishtve means you are at a very high position. That means you are eligible for receiving man. And still amanitvam, not expecting any man. Not expecting man means pride. Respect from others.
Yes, sir.
So not expecting any respect from others, even when you are eligible, you deserve it. So that is the important point. Okay. So a very nice example has been taken from Padma Puran, though this is not directly coinciding with the theme here of even when you deserve it, but still it is a very important, it is showing another important point which we will cover. King Bhagiratha, okay, I will read it since I started. King Bhagiratha, though the crest jewel among kings, went out begging at the house of his enemies and offered respects to the dog eaters, because he had rati for the Lord. And I said rati is the same as bhava. Okay, so rati and bhava, this word rati will come many times also. So rati and bhava are interchangeable. So who has rati or bhava bhakti for the Lord? So the point that is being brought out is that even at the house of his enemies, he went begging. So his pride was so low, and the enemies were not like he had taken animosity out of his pride. They were enemies, means they were like, you can think of them like, Rakshasa or bad guys. And he was the good guy. So they were legitimate enemies. And still he put himself lower than them. So this is the point. Somebody whom you have rightly wronged, or you can say criticized or done something bad, rightly, he deserved it. Are you following? And therefore you do something to them. Like in this case, King Bhagiratha attacked somebody because they were bad guys. They were not pious or whatever they were doing. So he attacked them. So they became enemies. So rightly wronged them. But what is the problem in this sentence? Why I have put double star? The reason is that, what does it mean? I have rightly wronged them. There is this feeling of, I am right.
They deserve to be punished.
Yeah, I am right. So this I am rightness, this feeling or this I am rightness, right? This whole thing of I am right, is a pride, is a type of abhiman. I am right, I am righteous, I am always right, I am just, I am always dharmic, I know whatever, I am the judge of the world. I have been appointed as the judge of the whole world. I am the judge of my wife, of my children, of my parents, of my neighbor, of my boss, of my employees, of my temple president, of the other devotees in the temple. I am the judge of everyone. And I am right, always. Can you see? Now here in this case, many times we are wrong, but this case is talking about when you are genuinely right. But the point is that this whole thing is an anartha. This I am rightness is an anartha, and it occupies the mind. And it requires a lot of pridelessness. Even though you are right, you are being asked to be prideless. So this very famous verse of Ashtakam, Trinadapi Sunichena Taroriva Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sada Harihi. So I won't go into the detail of it. Many classes have been given on this verse. But su nichena, like Trinadapi su nichena, lower than a grass. How much low can you go than the grass? Nichena, in Hindi you say niche. That is the same thing, niche. And su niche means definitely much below. So lower than the grass means you have to go inside the ground. So much low you have to go. You don't deserve to go that low. On the ground would have been enough. But this verse is saying su niche. Khub sara niche. Bahut niche. Lot of niche. Niche means below. So too much below, you have to bend. So the point is giving respect to one genuinely, even when he does not deserve, and not expecting any respect, even if I am deserving, both. So when he does not deserve is what is highlighted in this verse of Bhagiratha Maharaj, that they did not deserve to be respected, they deserve to be attacked, but still giving them respect later on as he goes on begging. That is the point. The first point was being highlighted. But the other previous sentence, which said that Utkrishtatve api amanitvam kathita māna-śūnyatā, that is trying to say that even though I deserve it, I don't want respect. That is talking about the second line. So such a person, when you deserve respect, but you still don't want the respect, that's the high standard of māna-śūnyatā. Everybody has something they deserve respect for. That is what you should give up the desire for respect for. Everybody has desire for respect from someone in some area. Even a poor person may be, very nice to his children or to his wife or husband. He can think that, oh, I've been so nice to my family, I deserve respect from them. So it is not just the respect about money. Money is a big item of demanding respect. Oh, I'm so rich, people should respect me. Oh, I have this upadhi, this title, this president, that president, vice president, etc. All titles, sarvupadhi, vinirmuktam. So one should not have any title consciousness. And last 3 bullets, very important. Please pay attention. How to develop this pridelessness initially at the beginner, or not at bhava level, but at sadhana level. How? Very important points. Try to remember your own faults. That will bring you to the ground. You know your faults very nicely. Just be honest with yourself. Don't have to tell anyone, just remember it. How you have been a jerk. In my case, when I see somebody doing something and I want to point it out, I say, wait a minute. Previously, I also used to do the same thing. Nobody was mad at me or said harsh words. Let me not do the same. Let me not spoil their bhakti, their consciousness. So remember your own faults from the past or present, but give them some compassion like you have given yourself compassion. We are very good at giving ourselves compassion. Try to give compassion to them by looking at your own faults. And similarly, the opposite, when you are looking at the other person, try to look at their good qualities. If they were not favorable to you, are they favorable to somebody else? That guy is such a jerk. He's a jerk to you. Is he nice to someone else? Really? Can you see he's nice to others? Chalo, fine. At least give him respect for that. So going by this standard, the only people you should not respect are Duryodhan, Ravana, and Hiranyakashipu. Everybody else you should be able to find something to that they are being nice. So try to look for other people's good things and give them respect for that. Sri Rupa Goswami says, Krishneti yasya giritam manasa driyeta. That even once who has said Krishna, okay, give them respect, adriyeta. In your mind at least, manasa adriyeta, adar. Adar means respect. And most important is always remain fully internally absorbed in Hari Bhajan. That will help you to be prideless. Okay. Any questions? Yeah, somebody saying Hiranyakashipu was very affectionate to his brother Hiranyaksh. Fine, then you can consider Hiranyaksh as the one to direct your anger towards. Nice, at least you found something good about Hiranyakashipu. So luckily we don't have Hiranyakashipu amongst us, but we have little Hiranyakashipus in our life. Try to see what good they have done, just like you saw this good thing he did. Very nice. Okay. Anything else? Then next time we will cover Asha Bandha. Very nice point we will cover tomorrow. Tomorrow class? 4 o'clock Pacific time. ठीक है? Okay. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you,
Thank
Mataji.
you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji. Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna,
thank
Prabhuji.
you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Ji.
Okay. I will